Hello everybody, my name is Zamir Stills and I am the composer for M-Groove, which is the official soundtrack to the fighting game tournament Max Mode 2025. Some of y'all may know me as Zoma, the fighting game player slash commentator slash the guy who thinks Vera is the best character in the world and won't shut up about it. But in addition to competing at Max Mode 2025, where I got top 8 in Grand Blue, top 16 in City of the Wolves, and commentating for City of the Wolves and Guilty Gear Strive, I also had the additional duty of providing the soundtrack for the event. And today I want to talk to y'all about M-Groove, what went into making it, what were my favorite parts about it, and what did other people think about it. So strap in, get groovy, let's talk about M-Groove. The idea to make a soundtrack for Max Mode was really something that had been stewing in my head for a while because I saw what Evo was doing in the previous years when they were making their soundtrack. East Coast Throwdown had also done an EP slash soundtrack for their event as well, and I really did love what ECT did because in 2024 they were really going for more of a metal inspired look, really leaning into that aesthetic, and then the music that they had for the event really complemented that. And I thought that was really cool, and I thought, Max Mode, we could do something with that. And at this point, I'd become pretty good friends with the people of Data. I did, commentary and work for them for Max Mode 2024. I went to all of their +2 on Block events and just really played games with a bunch of them for KOF. It was really awesome to go to them with this idea of being like, hey, I see what, Evo's got going on, ECT is going on. I think that for Max Mode, we could have a soundtrack to sort of enhance the experience for the event and people who are coming to the event. And I really made sure to stress to them that it was going to maintain that ethos of by fighting game players for fighting game players, that grassroots feel. It was one of the reasons why I really loved coming to that first +2 on Block, and I kept coming back. And it really helped that they also saw how passionate and enthusiastic I was about fighting games and the music that comes with fighting games. So they understood that it was coming from a genuine place when I brought that idea to them. So I really cannot thank them enough for giving me a chance with this. And it was time to get working at that point. I had asked them, okay, what is going to be sort of the theme? What's going to be the idea, the overall aesthetic behind Max Mode 2025? And they basically said it was going to be, conveying a lot of mid to late 90s and early 2000s sort of nostalgia in terms of the games that they were playing on cabs and the arcades back then and the music that came along with them. So of course that meant, Marvel 2, CVS 2, all that stuff, Third Strike. So the inspirations were really drawing from that era of games, digging a little bit deeper into what they liked about the songs from those games in that era. They really liked the house and jazzy elements, which was a match made in heaven because that was 100% in my wheelhouse. So I was very lucky from a direction standpoint that Data and I were in sort of an agreement on what really spoke to us and how we were going to convey that in the soundtrack. And I have like pages of notes where I basically am going through the soundtracks of the titles that I mentioned, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what are my favorite tracks? What are the elements that I want to pull for the soundtrack on here? How can I get them to fit all together? Like, it was just a bunch of different things. Like, I've got a lot of stuff in here that I was looking at. One of the reasons why I felt so prepared to undertake this project was because of my experience in fighting games, because I could view it as somebody who truly is an enthusiast for fighting games and the music that fighting games. I mean, after all, a lot of what got me into fighting games was the music. I mean, I've literally picked mains based on the theme of their stages or of the characters. See Spunky for Makoto and Third Strike. Thin Red Line, Arakune, Blaze Blue. I also picked him because he's a cheating ass character, but the Thin Red Line also helped. Having that love, having that history, having that connection with fighting games, with the music of fighting games really did help me in terms of, first of all, having the drive to undertake this project, because making a soundtrack by yourself is not easy, but when you have that fire burning and it's for something that you really love, definitely helps you get through it all and put 110% of yourself into it. And I could also relate to the intended audience of the soundtrack, which were going to be other fighting game fans, competitors, commentators, people who also have a deep respect, a deep love for the genre, understanding what really makes them tick, what appeals to them, putting together the songs, how I was structuring the songs, what style that I wanted to make a certain track in. I think it really did help in that case. Oh man, first of all, really two answers to this. The first one being that it was very hard to not tell anybody that this was being made. We didn't necessarily have an NDA about it, but we also just kept it on the down low. with the understanding that, hey, you know, we'll talk about this as we get closer to the event. So I was working on this all the while. I couldn't really say, you know, hey, this is going on. So that was pretty tough. The other answer is that there were many aspects of the album that were really my first time doing them in a really high pressure, high stakes environment. For example, a song like Unchained, that was really the first time that I'd made a song in that style. I'd flirted with it, I'd kind of practiced it a little bit here and there, but nothing super serious. While it was challenging, it was also super exciting. It did require a lot of studying in terms of reference material for mixing and arrangement, making sure that I understood that things were placed in the right way for this style of music rather than something like Take Your Time or It's All Love, which were, you know, more house, more jazz house inspired, and things that I had definitely had way more time and repetitions in doing. It was a chance for me to try something new and really challenge myself to see how far I could stretch my creative ability and my capabilities as a composer. And I really did love how it came out. It took me a lot of working versions. For what it is, though, I was really proud of how it came out. First of all, I will say that the excitement that people showed towards there even being a soundtrack in the first place before they even heard it was amazing. I got a lot of, you know, congratulations, like, oh my God, that's awesome that you were able to do this. And they were really excited to hear it. And at that point, I was very nervous. You know, that image of Meowth where they're just like, man, I've got a lot of people to disappoint. You don't necessarily know how many people are gonna really care about something like this, and just the outpouring of support that I got from my friends, from other people who were attending the event, who were excited to go. So I was really nervous. And when it came time for the event to happen and they opened the doors on Friday, I go through the doors and I hear the music playing through it. And I look around and I see, you know, a lot of people playing casuals, talking with each other, just having fun playing fighting games and stuff like that. And with my music in the background and stuff like that, it was so surreal. While I was out there, I had people on the staff basically being like, dude, you know, thanks so much. It sounds so great. The people playing casuals, they would talk to me. They would say, hey man, this sounds really good. I'd be like, oh, you made this? Oh my God, like it sounds so good. And it was like almost like it was unanimously positive reception to the soundtrack. And it really humbled me, and I was just so shocked. Not that I didn't think it was good, but you're always nervous putting a little piece of yourself into the world, because I think that everything that I put out, music or a video, was just a piece of me, because I lay a lot on there in terms of conveying my passions and what I'm enthusiastic about. And the fact that I was able to connect with other people in the way that I wanted to, especially people who shared the same passions, shared that same fire as me, was it was unreal. And I'm thankful every day because of it, because it's a feeling that you cannot put in. It's honestly a feeling you can't put into words, and it's a feeling that keeps me going. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. It's a bit of a departure from some of the other videos that you may have seen, whether if it's just the music itself or me talking about video games and fighting games. It's very cool to be able to put all that together for something like this. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all enjoyed the soundtrack. If you haven't listened to it already, it's out everywhere you get your music, whether it's on this channel or my Bandcamp page or wherever you stream your music. Definitely give it a listen and send it to other fighting game fans that you think would get a kick out of it. It's been a while since M-Groove that I've put out music, because it was a large undertaking, but I plan to have some more tracks coming out pretty soon to the channel, so definitely stay tuned for those, because I think that they are going to be pretty exciting for anybody who vibes with what we've got going on this channel. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and, you know, leaving a comment letting me know what your favorite part of the video was. Everything definitely helps and supports the channel and helps me make more music, more videos, and so on and so forth. I have been Zamir Stills. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. It really does mean the world to me, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. See y'all around.